Hey guys, what's going on? Happy Wednesday, June 28th, 2023. I wanted to share a very specific update with you guys about something I encountered with the Fidelity stock account. I've talked about the stock portfolio that I opened up on June 1st a few times before on these lives and other social platforms, but specifically wanted to give you guys some insight into something I ran into with that account in relation to the structure that I have set up for the living trust that I have in place, and then inside the living trust, the use of Wyoming LLCs as holding companies. One of those Wyoming holding companies has active like business LLCs. Things that I'm working in, S corporation type activity, stuff like that. The other Wyoming LLC is to hold passive investments, like real estate, stocks, things like that. So anyway, the point is, I was discussing with Anderson Advisors. Okay, I don't know if you guys have heard of Anderson Advisors, like Clint Coons, the YouTube channel, the whole thing. Guy looks like an action hero. Anyway, so Anderson Advisors, I retain them for a pretty measly $35 a month, guys. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Now there were bigger setup fees and other fees that they charge for certain things they did for me, but just to retain them and be able to ask a question of my sort of senior advisor just cost $35 a month. So I had a call with him on Friday the 23rd, and I said, hey, I opened up this stock account, or I already had the account open, but I opened up positions and reestablished a portfolio on 1 June, how should that portfolio interact with my living trust and the Wyoming holding companies and all that kind of thing? And basically, he really did kind of turned me around 180 degrees. I kind of just thought that using the individual account I had on Fidelity would just kind of land inside the trust, and I didn't have to do anything special or do anything different. But it turned out to be the exact opposite of that. What he advised me to do, and this isn't advice for you guys. You guys have to do your own situation the way it's supposed to be done. But just giving you some insight into some of the questions you might ask or scenarios you might come across is he basically told me you have to open up a business account with Fidelity, and then you have to take the business account, and when you open it up, you have to tie it to your Wyoming LLC. So you're going to use the EIN from the Wyoming LLC inside the application for the business account from Fidelity, and by doing that, by putting the brokerage account inside the Wyoming LLC by proxy, you've now placed it in the trust because the Wyoming LLC is in the trust. So that was a big deal. That was like, oh geez, okay, like I should have done that from the start, and fortunately he told me that the shares that have been purchased in the individual account can be transferred to the business account. It's not like I have to liquidate the positions and then rebuy them over in the new account. I can just ask Fidelity, hey, can you transfer these assets over, and they'll do it. The other thing he told me to look out for is make sure that Fidelity didn't charge me any fees for a business account, and it turned out indeed they do not, but I'll come back to that in a second, to my Fidelity conversation that I had. So anyway, super helpful advice from Josh Terry, the gentleman that I work with at Anderson Advisors, on that situation. Now, update to the update is yesterday I finally got around to calling Fidelity, asking them how to go about it. It wasn't apparent to me how to do the business account online, and there was a reason for that. You can't do business accounts online. You have to do business accounts by a paper form that's fillable. From your computer, you can print it and handwrite everything. But that form has to be completed sort of offline and then uploaded to the secure message center on Fidelity. And the representative who walked me through that, she helped me, navigate various sections of the form. And indeed, in one of those sections of the form, when it says, how are you going to fund the account, there's a little box you can check that says transfer all assets. And so you can say transfer assets from this account to this, from an old account to a new account. And that's basically how I would effectuate getting myself, getting myself set up in the business account, getting that account funded, so to speak. So the other thing, I'm trying to think, guys, there was something else that she had mentioned to me about the form. If it comes to me real soon, I'll mention it to you guys. Otherwise, I'll cover it in something else. But you had to go in. You had to go into the open an account tab in Fidelity. Then there was like a little button that said all types of accounts, not just the popular ones. And then the all types, you scroll down. They have business account. You download the PDF form and you start filling that out. And then you upload it through the secure message center. So anyway, guys, that's what I'm kind of focused on next step for that, to get these shares, to get these positions into the proper type of an account, which then gets that account inside the trust. That's really where my head is at from the stock position situation. So anyway, wanted to share that update with you guys. If anybody has any questions about the setup, the trust, the Wyoming LLCs, these different types of things that I mentioned, just drop a line below. Just shoot me a comment or something on that, and I'll do my best to point you guys in the right direction. In the end, you got to find, you have to find your own advisor. You have to be able to position yourself to integrate all these different aspects of financial planning and wealth planning and stuff like that into like under one roof, whether it's you yourself doing it or you've got some of these assets around you that can help you out. So far I found Anderson helpful. I would have to do a totally separate video on my experience with them. I'm not going to say they're perfect. They're not perfect. There's definitely some things about them that I thought were a little, less than stellar. But I really like working with Josh. I think he knows what he's talking about. He was accessible to me to do this appointment on the 23rd of June. I think I had to wait about 10 to 14 days to get the appointment with him. So there was a lag on being able to ask him the questions that I needed to ask him about the situation. But anyway, so if you have any questions about Anderson or my experience with that, drop me a line on that. But I will eventually do a more comprehensive video on that and talk to you guys about my full experience with them from, I think I signed them up last summer. So it'd be about a year this summer that I've been working with them. So, all right, guys, thanks for checking out the live. Definitely drop me any comments or questions that you might have about this situation with the stocks and the living trust and stuff like that. All right. Hope everybody has a great Wednesday night. Talk to you guys soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.